NVIDIA announcing that it will invest $100 billion into OpenAI, and CEO Jensen Huang telling CNBC that that project will use about 10 gigawatts of power. With the electric grid already near maxed out, some are starting to wonder where we're going to get all that new electricity. Fortunately, we've got someone on the case. Brian Sullivan joins us right now to help put it all in context. Hey, Brian, this is quite the problem to try and riddle.
It is, and I loved your reference to Back to the Future in the T's because electricity is difficult to understand. You got kilowatts, megawatts, gigawatts, JJ watts, who knows? I'm going to try to put into some perspective about what exactly was announced yesterday because when Sam Altman and Jensen Huang were with John Fort, they were making this announcement. It was awesome, and markets are moving. I thought, where is all this electricity going to come from? They're talking about 10 gigawatts. All right, so let's put that into perspective, shall we? Because a gigawatt is about, and again, electricity is squishy, guys. Different size homes, different locations. It's hot, it's cold, whatever. I'm going to be very, very general. A gigawatt is roughly 750,000 homes worth of power. 10 gigawatts, let's carry the one. It's about 7.5 million homes worth of electricity, or let's call it one entire New York City, all 5 boroughs worth of power, what they announced yesterday. So how do we make all that power? Again, using very squishy numbers. Here we go. The largest nuclear power plant in America is the new Vogtle plant down in Georgia. The 4 reactors combined make about 4.5 gigawatts of power. So you're talking about 2.5 Vogtles. By the way, those took decades and cost $36+ billion to build, or about 15 of the largest new natural gas plants you can build, or you can basically fill up an area the size of Rhode Island with 2,700 massive wind turbines. That's about the power output that we are talking about. Now, to be fair to OpenAI and NVIDIA guys, they are not saying this is going to be one location. They didn't even say where this could be. It could be a bunch of locations in America, in Europe, Australia, and as Diana Olick reported yesterday, maybe we make some of this power in outer space. True story. I'll leave that for her to explain a little bit more. So who does this benefit? Well, anybody that can produce excess power and sell it to a bidder, what they call the IPPs, independent power providers. This morning, Melius Research put out a note saying the IPPs, which are Vistra, Constellation, you got TeraWulf, of course, Oklo, the nuclear startup, NuScale, the nuclear startup. This is one reason that those stocks have done this. But guys, 10 gigawatts, you could have sent 8.5 Marty McFlys back home in that DeLorean. I'm not saying it won't happen, but let's be clear. These are massive numbers, and the capacity does not exist right now, not even close.
Hey, Brian, we had Tom Fanning on a little bit ago, the former Southern Company CEO, and he said part of what might be happening with this is you will get some of the old power systems that were supposed to be going offline by the end of this decade. That's maybe not going to happen. Some of the coal, the plants that use coal to produce that energy. You're going to have to speed up permitting time, probably in a big way, because it takes a long time to get permits for nuclear energy. Maybe 7 years is the average that this works on. And he brought up just the idea that, look, it's going to be hard to even get tradespeople who can perform all those jobs. Some of the troubles they have when they were trying to do the last plant they put together, from everything from the equipment, but especially the skilled labor, the welders and others who know how to put those things together.
They retire. I mean, he's exactly right. The labor is tough, and the longer these power plants are offline, it's not just you lose people. They're like, you know what, I'm 58 years old, I'm out, I'm not going to go back to work. But these things deteriorate. They're subject to the elements. They rust. They have problems. So let's talk about very quickly a few of them. Obviously, everybody knows about 3 Mile Island, now called the Crane Energy Center. At its max, that's about 1.7 gigawatts. That 3 Mile Island that we talked about so much because the 1971 scare, that was 1.7 gigawatts. You got Duane Arnold in Iowa. That's a little bit smaller. But right now, Becky, what, about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of where you guys are sitting right now, it's called Indian Point. It's a nuclear plant. It's about 2 gigawatts of power. It's been shut down for a couple of years. A company called Holtec out of Florida is trying to get that thing rerunning again. That's 2 gigawatts. That's a lot. But to your point, you run out of people. You run out of just stuff, right? I mean, just We don't have something open for a couple of years. Try to reopen a gas station after a couple of years, much less a nuclear power plant. I'm not saying this deal will not happen. I want to be clear. Jensen Huang, Sam Altman, everybody else, far smarter, far richer than I'll ever be. But I just want the viewers to understand that, as Melia said this morning, power is the secret sauce to making all this work. No power, none of these plans, which are moving markets, help. By the way, EQT got its stock price raised to 63 by Citigroup this morning because of, AI.
Somebody on Twitter pointing out what Joe Kernan already pointed out in the commercial break, that Doc Brown needed 1.21 gigawatts, not gigawatts. But, Joe, you also thought maybe that was just...
I think he mispronounced it. Yeah,
I think
is that
the actor,
clear what that
what's
was?
his name? Yeah, I think the actor mispronounced what was in the script.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd mispronounced what was in the script. And it's a whole new industry.
Joe, you went to MIT. So this is like freshman year learning for you, I think. I think
physics,
MIT was grad school, right?
Physics didn't agree with me, and physical chemistry even less. No, it was physics is weird. It's weird. Mike Wilson's on. He's going to be he's a genius in physics, I think. We're going to talk to him. I was just thinking, Brian, great. So they're going to fix up that Indian Point, like with duct tape and freaking chewing gum and stuff. A nuclear plant, they're trying to put this thing back together to get it. Can they be,
they're doing it right now. They're workers.
Can they be careful?
Workers there now.
I mean, they're going to do a good job. They're going to do a good job, right? They're not going to like just slap a few things together.
No, and it's unclear if they even reopen it. But I can tell you this much: there are people there looking at it / working on it right now. Let me give you the good news here before we go to your genius friend Mike Wilson, which is, by the way, great guy. And Mike, I appreciate him coming on. Europe took all this stuff offline. So that's why Europe's biggest software company, SAP, is about $250 billion or whatever in market cap. We have $4 trillion corporations. At least we have the gas. We have the excess power. And by the way, you can't see it, Joe. I'm wearing a tie that has a bunch of whales on it for a reason, because I'm trying to make a sideways comment that all these power promises are going to lead us back to things that we thought were gone a long time ago. I'm just saying.
Wait a second.
Like whale oil?
Gigawatt.
No, we're not going back to whaling. Whales are beautiful. They sing.
He's got
they
whales
talk.
on his tie. What do the whales mean?
What's that?
Gigawatt.
You know what? How about this? Here's a good trivia question, and I'm sorry I couldn't be on set. I'd love to be on set with you guys. It's UN week, so to get into New York City, I need a private jet and 400 different drivers. So I apologize for not being there. Here's a great trivia question. Use at parties this weekend. What year did the world consume the most coal for energy? Can anybody guess what year that was?
It's like right now.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right
China.
now. 2025, the world will have never used more coals. Let's save the whales. Make sure that we have the power.
Merriam-Webster had two pronunciations for gigawatt until 2013, I think.
Oh, shit.
Gigawatt or gigawatt. So the actor was not wrong.
We got to go. I also saw Brian the other day.
Did they take his pronunciation for the book?
Brian, the way that the energy transition is going now, if we look at the last 20 years and our move to renewables and factor out that same, how quickly we're moving, we should be on renewables by right around 2400 is what it comes out to. Anyway, we do.
Well, I'll see you then. I'm going to make like a tree and get out of here.